But even though she is so young, her surfing is right up there with all of the best in the world, and it has been proved on the QS, and the fact that she was able to make it at such a young age, it wasn't unexpected in my eyes. But, you know, Sage gave it a good run. I loved it, the fact that they both kind of seesawed through this one.
A long running right-hand point break. She can be so deadly, has incredible rhythm and flow on the backhand. But Steph Gilmore, she's one of the greatest of all time, and she's getting started with a nice float there. Stomps the float but can't get around the section.
Well, I'm pleased with the conditions, Ronnie. It is another beautiful day here on the Gold Coast.
Caroline, she just seems so composed, so relaxed, and obviously very comfortable taking on the world's best. Here we go, Steph Gilmore on wave number 2. She had a 3.17 earlier on. Let's see what she can do with this one. Bit of foam on the face. No problem for Steph as she cuts through this wall. She did have a couple of falls yesterday in her losing heat to the wild card, Macy Callahan. But making up for it nicely here. She does just slip off the back of the board there, but that wave had really kind of unloaded all its energy, so Steph didn't have much to work with down the line.
Started to play a bit of a role, whereas Steph trying to get that early start and then now sitting outside of priority is able to pick up these smaller little running waves that we love to catch at Snapper Rocks. I mean, this is one of those kind of waves that just stays right on the bank. You know, now we had that stand kind of groom the lineup, and you can see the section stayed a little steeper. It was a lot flatter yesterday, and with a little less size, it's staying right on that bank.
Meanwhile, out the back, Bianca's going to get a shot at a set wave here. She wasn't interested in those medium-sized ones. She wants to use that priority well. Great first turn, drives up into the bowl once again. Right in front of Stephanie Gilmore there. This wave flattening out just a little. And as a result, Bianca not really able to unload those big critical turns. Going to need a little bit more room to get that board up into that vertical position right there in the pocket. Let's have a look at the replay, Pete.
Much bigger wave. I mean, this is overhead even to Bianca because she is over 6 feet tall. You know, and then this wave, it had some scoring potential there, but it wasn't like those were high impact moves. She did just kind of place the board up there, so we'll see that reflect in the score. I think she needs to be a little bit more aggressive, but again, this is the first wave of the heat. You don't want to make any errors, especially when you're on a nice size set wave like that. And she doesn't. There's good flow in this wave, but I mean, considering what those first 2 sections outside could have had potential-wise, I think that she kind of underachieved slightly, and that will come into the score, and you know, it'll be probably similar to even, say, Steph's second wave disadvantage because of that pressure and how you handle it when you put it upon yourself. But, you know, she seems to be a lot more relaxed today, at least in the style and her surfing.
And here she is now on wave number 3. A good-looking wall, great wave selection, allowing Steph to let go of some major turns, rolling through to the inside, flowing beautifully, looking less frantic than she did in the first round. And as a result, great season, capped it off with a victory in Maui. But she did slip up a couple of times throughout the season, and ultimately that cost her that 7th world title. But here we go, Bianca up at the moment. This wave bowling out pretty nicely. Draws off the bottom. There's a solid hit. Sends that spray skyward. She rolls through to the inside now. Wants a big finish here. Difficult section to read. Does well to hang on to that move. As she finishes right up there on the inside.
Steph will probably improve on the 4.67, so you'll see that Steph will probably keep that lead. But I feel like this wave here was a great answer to the 717. Is that beautiful open face snap there, you know, not sacrificing hitting the lip where she can lose speed, but there attacking that section, backing it up with those combination of major moves. This final move here, that late hit, can be dangerous. She keeps the board back under her feet, but not really fully riding out of that last final maneuver, and the judges will take note of that. But beautiful snap there. You can see having to unweight as you go through that snap on the backhand, but straight back into the bottom, and mixing it up with a bit of variety with the snap out in the face.
O'Malley, that just small collection of rocks. Gilmore up behind her now, trying to get rid of a 4.67. And Steph has turned up in a big way today. Again, this wave, maybe not quite the quality that Bianca had in her ride, but it just allowed Steph to find that beautiful rhythm.
Great contrast really in that forehand against backhand. Then Steph digging those heel edges into this beautiful glide. I mean, that flow there, look at that. Straight out of the turn into a bottom turn. Keeping that speed together and then really digging in and utilizing that rail. And then smart by kicking out in front of Bianca. And at this point in the heat, as we see that layback snap and cutting it a little short so she can get down the line, because the Wave are running quicker today with that tide dropping out and the sand settling in. But look at that layback snap, just so beautiful in the arcs that she carries through that.
Amazing speed management just to stay in the most critical part of that wave. It'll be hard to beat. But Paige, she looks like she's got a renewed focus, joining the elite ranks once again as Stephanie Gilmore just finds her place inside the tube there. So Steph had a 5.83 on her previous ride, looking to get rid of that backup number now. Great read, and I love the way conditions are taking shape here now, Pete, with that tide dropping out.
Yeah, it's so nice, really. I mean, you've still got this offshore wind with the southerly flow, and that tide dropping out just makes the waves that much steeper. Those experiences make you learn, you know, so I think he's actually a better driver for it.
Yeah, here we go. This is Steph Gilmore having a look at this one. It fades away. You've got those little sidewinder growing waves off Snapper Rocks that are really sticking to the bank. You know you're going to see some good surfing. It's been evident in the first few heats of the day. Steph Gilmore, just a great performance here. She had a 717. She's since banked an 8, and she's trying to get rid of the 717 here. But just looks like she's enjoying herself now, having established a solid lead. Rolling through to the inside, just flowing. Doesn't seem too worried about replacing the 717 at this stage, just bringing this one through to the inside as we count this heat down. Bianca Buitendag chasing a 9.44 in the later stages of this round 2 heat.
This is going to really help out Stephanie kind of going throughout the rest of this event. I mean, that was a very solid performance, and you know, I think that she had a good time surfing that heat, surfing with a good friend, and putting some good numbers up. Nice solid 15.17 two-wave total, so she'll be happy about this.
It's going to settle the nerves for sure. A tough draw for a second round heat, but Stephanie Gilmore, the queen of Snapper Rocks, survives, and she is on to the third round.